So here's my most recent ridiculous story. Hope you enjoy. I got done with work at 8:15 and had to run back to my house quick and grab the last few things, and then I headed down to Chicago. And that's like a 4-hour drive. So I crossed the Illinois border at probably around 11:30 or midnight. And as I was crossing the border, I missed the first toll because I was following my GPS, and the GPS um, was adamant that I remain on the left-hand side. The toll booths are over on the right. I'm like, I think maybe I'm supposed to pay that, but the GPS was like, remain on the left. So I did. I remained on the left. Well, I paid the second toll because I was like, pretty sure I'm supposed to be paying those. Kind of figured the whole thing out. Again, first time I was driving to Illinois by myself, so what you gonna do, right? Anyways, I get to Chicago, get to where I'm going at around 12:30. Everything's cool. Hang out with my friends for a couple days. Chicago was great. It was like 50 degrees, so we got to like go to the beach and stuff. It was really awesome. It was a wonderful time. Spent Wednesday night there, spent Thursday night there, went to bed around 1 o'clock on Thursday night, woke up on Friday morning with 6 missed calls on my phone. 5 of them were from an unlisted number, and one of them is from a number that I had never seen before. Now I'm in my fourth year of college. I've got a few things figured out. I was like, yeah, okay, I know what happened here. One of my friends had a good time, left some fun voicemails. This is gonna be enjoyable. I'm really gonna have a fun time here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I've just woken up. I'm looking at my phone, and these calls all start at like 1 o'clock like 1:07, which is just minutes after I went to bed. If my phone wouldn't have been on silent, I would have had the opportunity to listen to my wonderful friend ramble on live instead of a voicemail. But this is going to be fun. So I start listening to the first voicemail, and I'm anticipating some real fun stuff. And it's the Stevens Point Police Department on the line. That's a surprise. So I keep listening, and they tell me, oh, well, apparently your vehicle is parked on the street in Evanston, Illinois, which is true. That's where I'm staying. And there's officers trying to make contact with you. That's a little bit weird. I'm thinking, like, what in the world is this about? Like, is this about the 50-cent toll? Like, come on, Illinois. You guys are a little bit cheap. I'll pay the toll. You don't need to have the police department calling me 6 times. So I'm kind of like, I'm laughing as I'm listening to this voicemail going like, what on earth is happening here that the police are calling me? A little bit crazy, but I didn't think anything of it. So I start listening to the second voicemail, which is from 4:30 in the morning. And this voicemail is from the Evanston Police Department, which is where I'm staying. And the officer comes on the line, and he starts saying how my dome light was on. Now, just pause for a moment, because I now know that is 100% false. My vehicle was locked, and it's a 1996 stock truck, so if you pull on the door handles or try to open the doors, no dome light comes on or anything. So aside from the fact that the premise of this story is completely false, let's continue. So the dome light was on, and there's been a lot of vehicle break-ins in the area, so they came over to check it out. And when they were checking out everything to make sure that nothing was going on wrong, they noticed some weapons in the back seat. And which is true. I was in the process of moving between 2 places, and I'm back on campus, and I can't have my guns in my room on campus, so I took them with me. I figured that would be the safest place they could possibly be, in the back seat of my truck, and they'll be good to go. Nobody will steal them. I'll know exactly where they are, and nothing will be out of line. So anyways, they noticed some weapons in the back of my truck, and were worried that someone was going to try and steal them, of course. So after multiple attempts to contact me, they got a hold of their locksmith service. They had their locksmith come and open up my locked vehicle where the weapons were perfectly safe, and they took them for safekeeping. Yeah, they took them for safekeeping. So anyways, that's pretty much the end of the voicemail. They gave me a case number and a phone number to go and pick up these weapons that I assumed at the Evanston Police Department. So I'm like freaking out. And first I ran to the window to check to make sure they didn't tow my truck, because I was pretty sure in my half asleep state that they had towed my truck. Well, they didn't tow my truck. So I go down and check it out, and sure enough, guns are gone, and there's a little business card stuck under the door handle from the Evanston Police Department. That's a little bit crazy, but whatever, no big deal. So we eat breakfast and get dressed and everything, and go to the police department to get this all sorted out. And I get there and start talking to the lady at the front desk, and she explains to us that Illinois has the most intense gun restrictions in the world. Not America, the world. And she starts asking me about this firearm identification card and all this stuff that you need to like own a gun in Illinois. And I quickly explained that I'm from Wisconsin, everything I was doing was legal, like I didn't understand what was happening here. And apparently in Illinois, without this firearm identification card, it's a felony to even own a weapon. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, like this is a misunderstanding, I don't know what's going on here. So we start talking to some people, and I'm like, and obviously they understood that I wasn't from Illinois, so I wasn't really bound by their communist laws. Come to find out, in the city of Evanston, apparently it's illegal to own a gun. I'm pretty sure that violates the Second Amendment right, but I didn't want to get into that. I didn't want to end up getting myself arrested. So I talked to a few different people at the police station and basically found out that the only way that I was going to get those guns back on that day, which was a Friday, was to speak to the officer who took the weapons originally. And of course, he was doing his work between 1:30 and 4:30 at my vehicle. So this guy works the midnight shift and won't be back in until midnight. The kicker there is, even if I had stayed until midnight Friday night, technically Saturday morning, to talk to him, the place that keeps all of the forensic evidence is closed on the weekends. So basically what they were telling me is there was absolutely no way that I was going to be getting those guns back in the next 3 days. That was going to be physically impossible. Pretty wonderful. I had to really restrain myself. It was crazy. So I left Illinois without my guns, and to this day I still don't have them back. I actually did get a call from them, got a hold of them late last week, and was able to get clearance to go and get them. So all is well that ends well. I will be getting them back, but now it's become an issue of either I have to have them shipped to me or I have to go pick them up. And to have them shipped to me seems like an easy and perfect idea, but they have to be shipped by UPS next day air, which is like $150-200. So it's significantly cheaper for me to go and pick them up. But that means another trip back into occupied territory, and let me tell you, I am very, very excited about that. Thanks for listening. I'll hit you guys later.